already.
Get out. Get out. No.
All right, we'll do some Masters talk while she's gone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's just start podding.
Thank you for setting up. Sorry.
Thank you
What
for
is
doing
the
my
point
job.
of the sorries?
No.
So, are we good?
3 seconds.
Oh, somebody's not ready.
You're all good. You're all good.
She's back in. She's back in. That was.
I didn't want everyone in the control room to hear what we were talking
What
about.
were you talking about?
Oh, you.
Well, you missed the hot
mostly.
goss. You missed the hot goss.
You guys know I love
Well, that's
hot
what happens
dog.
when you get here at 11:05 when we're supposed to be at 11. Jackie burst through the door in a Canadian tuxedo. I think on the phone or talking to somebody. I couldn't even see what we need. I want to start a whole new Instagram account, a whole new TikTok that's just called Jackie Entrances. And
That
it's just
camera will now be just for that.
just that door. And just watch her burst through the door every day. I'm sorry.
So it's
Spilling things, holding things, talking. 5 minutes late every time, minimum.
It's like the opening of a sitcom. Jackie's
Yes,
here.
yes. It's a little Kramer-esque. Like the door flies open and Kramer's here. Jackie's in the building.
I have long. I guess I haven't said it, but like I've known like entrances are not a strength of mine.
Not a strength. Or though, like they are like they're your thing.
Yeah.
They're memorable.
Yeah, I'd argue they are a strength.
Yeah, but there's ways to do it in which I don't come off as like a highlight that I'm late. Highlight that.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, if you're gonna be
I'm
late to your
disheveled.
job, you might want to make it a little more subtle.
I have to be making it more subtle.
Have to.
Oh my god, you guys were here? I was here the whole time.
Jackie's like, I'm a little late. I gotta be quiet, and then kicks the door and like
Bang!
Big Bird.
Well, today in my defense, like I was on time. We're good with the clock.
Were you though?
then my
We got a
sister-
text at 11 a.m. saying I'll be there in 5.
Yeah, well, like before then, because
Oh, okay.
then my sister was like, we have to figure out Dad's birthday. Like then she was like talking to me about all these like things. And one of our big fights is like, we always like fight over the gift and who puts in more effort over the gift. So then I couldn't be the one that's like, oh sorry, like I can't right now. I have to go to work, you know. So then I had to be like, yeah, like let's do this, throwing out ideas, all this stuff. And then literally right there when like she was definitely annoyed when I just walked in. Anyways, but that excuse is like one of those things where it's like in order to avoid. It needed to. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
That was. I just watched you drown.
I
just stood over the
grasping
pool
until she's-
while you flailed. I went, go ahead, grab something.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, I feel like I've given a speech a couple times early on where I was kind of like, you know, like Dave has his way of managing things, and I'm gonna do it a little differently, right? You know, and I'm always kind of like, don't put me in a position like that, right? I'm just thinking, imagine if you were late and you were like, Dave, listen, my dad's birthday's coming. And I had to talk to my sister about who gives the better gift. And I came to the sister who gives the I mean, like, what would be the reaction to a situation like that? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's Jackie's World. Jackie's World.
Anyways,
That should be your vlog, Jackie's World.
Jackie's World. I'm out of excuses anymore. I don't have anything outside. How are you guys? Wait, what was the hot gossip that I missed?
I honestly don't remember. I don't think it was any hot gossip.
Oh,
Well,
Want to hear a fun fact though?
I do.
Want to hear a fun story?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been waiting to tell this story. It's my favorite story. So I went the other night. Actually, 2 quick stories. One, I'll start with one that's not my favorite story, but is funny. So I went the other night to an evening with Mark Hoppus, who is the lead singer of Blink-182. Me, Nate Dogg, Bob Fox, and I've been on a black and white cookie kick recently.
you just discovered them, right?
Yeah, more
Kind
or
of the
less.
first time, right?
I didn't know. I thought they were just a regular cookie underneath. I didn't know that it was like the cake thing. So I'd seen them obviously 10 million times, but I just thought it was regular cookie, and I was like, I'd rather have a chocolate chip.
I would
realize
agree
that-
with that if I ever thought that was the situation.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't know it was like that cakey
Yeah.
type thing. So I've had some, really fell in love with them. Then I heard that Junior's, Erica Fleischman actually told me Junior's
is
is
the one,
the one. So we go to fucking eat an evening with Mark Hoppus, Brooklyn Paramount. Get there, directly across the street. What is it? But Junior's original cheesecake. And I was like, well, we gotta get.
I think that's the one that they had to walk to in the band, right? Yeah.
Wait, what's the significance?
Junior's?
Yeah.
It's just like this famous cheesecake and bakery place. But when P. Diddy had a show back in the day where they were doing Making the Band, he made them walk from Manhattan to Brooklyn to get cheesecake.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I think it's that.
It's the same one. Yeah.
Got it.
And so I was like, well, we got to go in there and get some. I hear they're fucking unbelievable. We go in. I get 2 black and whites for me and Nate, some rainbow cookies for Bob. And then as we're walking out, I was like, you want me? They both had backpacks. I had just a jacket. And I was like, I'll just carry these in. Don't worry about it. I'll give them to you when we're inside. And they're like, no, we'll put them in our backpacks. It's probably easier that way. And I was like, I think it's easier in the pockets. Then we were like, you know what? We're probably overthinking this. These are 5 cookies. I think we'll be okay no matter what. Get to the security at Brooklyn Paramount. I walk in, no problem. Both of them get flagged.
Cookies gone.
And they both the security guards reach into both their bags. Like they know exactly what they're looking for. And they pull out the cookies. They go, no cookies allowed in here.
That's not the first time. You know. Those guys just have a racket where they steal people's cookies.
And then no, because then they were like, can we eat them first? And they're like, yeah, but you got to go outside to eat them. So they're both on the sidewalk, just hammering cookies, just like putting cookies through a wood chipper, just like stuffing their mouth with cookies. Bob Fox is in line, back in line, going to go not through TSA, but go through security. And the guy's like, I told you, no cookies. And Bob's like, there's a trash barrel up there. I'm trying to get it there.
Do you have footage?
I don't have footage of it.
That's very funny.
But then the real story that I really liked from that evening.
Wait, you were able to eat them in there?
Oh, he was in my pocket. They never saw it.
Right, but you're in the thing eating it, yeah.
I was sitting there eating fucking black and white. 3 rows away. As close as Pabs is to me, Mark Hoppus is sitting there telling stories. And I'm fucking munching. He's like, how'd you get that cookie in here? I was like, not telling you, Mark. You know, it's a cool night. It's really cool. So he just wrote a book, Mark Hoppus, called Fahrenheit 182, which is a great title.
Yeah.
And it's
It's a good-looking book.
What's up?
He
What
wrote
do you think that title is in reference to?
the Fahrenheit 451 book. Okay.
Bingo bango.
Then I got it.
Yeah. And it's a cool night, really awesome night. He's telling all kinds of stories about like the first third of the night, and the first third of the book is about like his early life. Middle third is about Blink-182, and third cancer. And I could literally tell you 100 stories from that night, but the craziest one of the questions was, where is the wildest place you've ever performed? And he's like, it's pretty hard to beat active war. He's like, 2003, we performed on the USO tour. We were performing in battleships, we're performing in like the deserts, and like while we're actively searching for Saddam Hussein and all this stuff. And at the end of their tour, they get a message that the Rear Admiral of the United States Navy and the captain, I believe, of the battleship that they were performing on want to have dinner with them before they leave. He pops up a picture of like the 3 of them and 2 just lifelong military men, like jarheads, big guys, fucking like in uniform, and it's Mark, Tom, and Travis in like cutoff shirts. Like
I was gonna say the thought of like even the active war thing, and they're like, tonight, bombs are exploding, and they're plotting how to kill Saddam,
and like the gets a good pop, and then he goes, and after this dinner, I sat up and I said, I know how to catch Saddam Hussein, and crowd erupts laughing. And he goes, that's exactly how they reacted. But I don't fuck around. He goes, people don't know this about me. My dad's a rocket scientist, and I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And he goes, people might not remember in early 2003. I don't know. Obviously, you guys won't. But Saddam Hussein was sending out the worst podcast in history basically every night. He was recording himself in a cave on a videotape. He would get that to his supporters and his fans. They would put the tape out for the world to see, like, fuck the American dog, keep fighting, yada, yada, yada.
Jackie would have forgot to record it. Imagine that. You have to tell Saddam Hussein, I didn't press record. We got to do the propaganda again. They chop your head off. Put this helmet on and chop your head off.
But he's like, you know what region he's in, Saddam's in, and you know he's recording himself on a video camera basically every night. Fly piloted missions in a grid formation over that region, have the planes dropping sonar down at a frequency that they will hear the recording device of the video camera. Bingo, bingo. You can narrow it down. You'll find them that way. And the Rear Admiral of the United States Navy sits up and goes, holy shit. And Mark goes, yeah. And the Rear Admiral of the United States Navy goes, that's a good idea. And Mark goes, I know it is. And he goes, I have a meeting at the Pentagon next week. I think I'm going to bring that up. And Mark goes, you should. That was September 2003, December 2023. December 2003, they catch Saddam.
No
and he
way.
he stands up on stage and puts his arms up while everyone's
I
going
caught
nuts.
Saddam Hussein.
He's like, I changed the course of human history. He then went on to say, he's like, I don't know if they actually used it or anything like that. He's like, but 2 months before they caught him, they went, that's a fucking good idea.
Wow.
Wait, that's crazy. So are there not? This might be a dumb question. Is there like only like one video camera for?
I think in
Iraq
area,
in 03?
they were like in the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
in
guess.
hiding. You know.
Again, he's like, I don't know if they actually did it, but the timeline
Pretty
lines up.
fucking. You know what that is? At the very least, like a good idea. That like when you're in any sort of meeting at work, like ideas, give me ideas. Come on. What do you got? You just gotta throw shit out there. Like, sonar. Planes while he records, and someone goes, "Good idea." You're like, okay, I did my job for the day. It's like we're probably just gonna send like 50,000 troops through the mountains and kill everybody, but he's probably one of those guys in the mountain. They're all dead. That's probably the idea that worked, but maybe the sonar thing too.
But that was a fun
How's
night.
fucking here today? No,
Yeah,
is this how you would like it to be?
I would like it to be like this.
Really?
Yeah.
This is ideal?
Yeah.
Swampy.
I mean, this is about to get like the New York, summer. My brain's not really working that well, but the summer. What's it like? The summer in New York, or the summer.
I see what you're saying. I got you.
Is
you.
a
So
girl's
like the
winter.
seasons are turning.
The
What do we?
the summer is
the
a
hottest
girl's-
summer you ever had is a winter in New
March,
York.
Yeah, but like it's a girl's winter. Because men,
Yo,
guys, I'm not
You
gonna
gotta
lie.
be
Can I take a coffee?
worst podcaster ever.
I didn't have time to get coffee. Can I get coffee?
Yeah,
I feel
please,
like
please, Jackie. We can't start the
Go.
show unless
Go.
you're ready.
Get out! Get out! No.
All right, we'll do some Masters talk while she's gone.
Yeah. All right, bro. I watched the Masters. We're
I
gonna
said you want to do
do,
some Masters talk while she's gone.
dude. I know that he's like a choker, but I couldn't believe when he missed that putt on 18.
That was-
I was like, I was gonna go do a video, and I had started a video. Probably on 17, after the approach shot on 17, where he was like, go.
Yeah,
and I went,
yeah.
And I was like, all right, I gotta go. I'm gonna have this video ready. And then like it got a little dicey because he hit it in the bunker,
Bunker
right?
on 18,
and then
yeah.
I was like, fuck, all right, I gotta stop. And then he hits it out of the bunker, and I was like, I'll go again. and then I kind of had an ear out, and I was like, is that her running right now? Did you hear that?
that was
That
definitely
was definitely Jackie footsteps.
100%. That
Holy
was Jackie.
shit. That was like Jurassic Park. I think if you check the water shaking, that was in. I'm sure the
I don't
cameras
even know,
couldn't pick it
like-
up, but it was like thump, thump, thump,
I'm
thump, thump.
honestly incredibly impressed. That's like a lot of strength she has.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a lot of power in your fucking legs.
Yeah, like that girl could she could kick in a door. Wow. I just it was the weirdest thing to watch someone have the best and worst round of their life at the same time. That's crazy.
I don't watch a lot of Masters. In fact, yesterday was probably the most Masters I'd ever watched.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like turn it on when Tiger was on 16 or something like
Yeah,
that. But
right.
like yesterday, I watched Rory and Bryson's basically their full round. I think I missed the first 2 or 3 holes. That was the greatest Masters of all time, right?
Well,
Tiger.
yeah, I guess
About
that-
Tiger 19 or Tiger's earlier ones.
There's 2 very famous Tiger.
I feel like the
Masters
Tiger ones he
rounds.
blew him out though, right? It was always like a lot of like
Yeah.
1 by 20 strokes.
Yeah.
There's the one where
I'd say I
rolls
don't
in.
know, but it felt like
Yeah.
it felt like every match.
But in
every
general,
round was-
people are gonna always pick a Tiger event probably. To,
Yeah.
But I was surprised by how much like Jim Nance, foreplay, a lot of the golf people were like greatest shot of all time, best Masters of all time, like all
there's-
that.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that was going on, and I don't know if it was recency bias
Okay,
or
that makes you
whatever,
feel
but
good.
this shot specifically, people were like, that is like the best.
This is
one
when
of the
he's
best
like,
golfs.
go.
No,
right?
no. This is 15.
here.
This is the one. I don't know. That tracker I think was really cool. This is when
Oh,
Jim
yes,
Nance said,
yes,
shot of a
yeah.
lifetime.
Yep.
17 was when he went go, and it actually went. But it was like the shot of a lifetime, and then a hole later he did
But
it
that's
again.
the entertainment,
And then-
right? Like
and
a
then-
guy.
That's Rory.
Yeah,
Dude, there was I'm not gonna be able to find this, but there's such a like beautiful quote about golf and just like how hard it is. And like yesterday was such good golf that it was like it made me be like, I get golf right now. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
watching golf. I understand the highs and the lows and the fucking mental torture chamber that these people put themselves in. it was all just clicking for me.
Yep.
Like every hole I was.
Well,
like,
you know what it turns into is like a movie.
Yeah,
Where
right.
It's like he's not gonna miss that. Oh my God, he missed it. It's like that's like Rocky, where you know what I mean. It's like we're scripting this to make it as dramatic as possible.
Yeah.
Do they just like have these in the can ready to go?
I think so.
Because
yeah.
Rory, first of all, had not won a major in 10 years. 10-year gap. It was almost the same as Tiger's gap. And
But he was the number one player in the world right now.
right, but like you don't know, you know what I mean? Like when did they make this commercial? We're watching the like a Nike. It's a Nike commercial, right? Or is this like a fan made thing?
no,
It's a Nike commercial, and it's about Tiger and Rory. They both. I couldn't believe, by the way, there's only 6 Grand Slams. People with a career Grand Slam. I would have thought that number's higher.
Jack, Arnie,
I think
Tiger,
Golf guy. Keep going.
Gary Player, I think.
player. I just remember the graphic they showed yesterday.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's always crazy to me to think that, like, for all I know, they made that one 10 years ago. Right? Like,
oh
wait,
yeah, Ben Hogan.
Gene Saracen, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger
Jack
Woods,
Nicklaus.
and
Kind of like my name.
It is kind of like your name.
Go get
yeah.
another cup of coffee. Go get another cup.
I was like, what? She's like, it's kind of like my name. Yeah, no, you nailed it.
Yeah, that was the response I was looking for.
I know. Yes. Have we talked about how you walk like a dinosaur? Like we could. I heard. Like, I heard.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen back to this podcast, Jack.
Kill myself.
Dude,
What do
we
you mean?
heard,
You walk
like,
like a
boom,
dinosaur.
boom.
we
Oh, well, I
heard
was-
you like running down the hallway.
Okay. First of all, that was a run.
Okay, you run. Okay, sorry.
was
Let me
hustling.
change that. You run like a dinosaur. Is that better?
In terms of the sound I make, or I look like, do I?
No, we just felt it in here.
You
do
felt
I,
the room
okay.
shaking.
I thought you were saying
Probably.
like, I look like
No,
a,
you know what you probably look like.
pterodactyl when I
You know what you
run.
probably look like. This is a niche reference, but I think a lot of people are gonna get
Love
it.
on the spectrum.
You're gonna look like the daughter from Taken when she runs to hug Liam Neeson. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. Yeah.
Or like
Some people will know what I'm talking about.
what's her name in White Lotus when she runs when when the gun comes out or whatever. What's her name? She's the one. She just runs so intensely, so fast. Everyone's like, "That's a true New Yorker." I have to take this off. I'm so hot.
So hot, right?
yeah. This is the thing. What's happening?
This is almost. I don't know. It's crazy. This is just your like stream of consciousness. So I guess it's just.
I'm so sorry. Hey, going up forward, I will be so much more put together and like I'll come in whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude. Yeah.
Can we just call it like, hey, today's not gonna be my best. Today's not gonna be my best podcasting day. Whatever's coming out of my mouth isn't really gonna make sense until I finish that cup of coffee.
I do love when you just punt on a day. not even just you. I just mean like everybody. Like there are certain days in life where you're just like, I just gotta make it to bedtime.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna try again tomorrow.
It's
Would
not.
you have like people like that where it's like I have 2 people in my life. I don't know what it was like. I just started with them on an awkward note, and it always continues. I never,
You never click?
never sound like say anything good when it comes to them. And like my friends will like one guy. I don't know what it is. I always make a sexual innuendo to him, and I always like almost like sexually harass him when I do it. I don't mean to. And then the other guy is just like, I cannot look him in the eyes. I can't. He's not like crazy hot or anything. I just like can't. I just have people like that too, where it's just like
can't
I'm
function
I'm
around?
just
Yeah.
not functioning on them. It was today's.
You got your Kendrick Lamar
Wait,
pants on.
speaking of people who can't function around, let's get a thrift stop up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well.
I thought you were setting that up the whole time.
No. This was one of the.
Would have been good. If you don't know, there's a guy who runs a thrift shop that Jackie stalks.
No,
No. You leer at him through the window. So
That is just definitively what you do,
I did say
right?
the word lyric.
Yeah.
That's just words on my part.
So Jackie's in love with this guy. He's like super hot, like strikingly handsome to the point that she like stops into this thrift
Okay,
store
can I-
multiple times.
Can I tell my side of
Well,
this?
no, that's the story.
Yeah, but
And then Paz did a photo shoot there, a video shoot there, and the guy remembers Paz and not you.
yeah. So then like I walk in, because I had time to kill before like dinner, and I was like, okay, like.
I'm gonna go stalk this guy
I'm
again.
gonna
I have a few minutes to kill. I'm gonna go stalk
No, I
my
actually
victim.
had another like article of clothing that I'd seen in another shop. So I'm walking by, but then I see him in the window, and I was like, so I guess that is stalking.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
It veered me off my course of what I decided I wanted to do.
because I was leering through the window. Okay, so then I walk in, and I'm pretty sure he remembered me. He said he was like, "Oh, I almost didn't recognize you. You look different," which I think means he remembers me.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, like, what's your name again? And I was like, he's probably just not that good with names. Like, you know, like, whatever.
He probably totally remembers. He's just playing a game.
yeah. And
You should have been like, I'm Jackie.
yeah, exactly. Then he was like, oh, like, you know, he was excited to see me. And then he was like picking out things for me throughout the store, getting it, whatever. And then we're like talking. He's like, wait, so where do you work? Whatever. And I was like, oh, like I work for a podcast. Actually, at Barstool, like my coworker was here the other day with some like other Barstool people at a shoot. He was like, oh yeah, there was like a guy here who's really cool. Really, really cool. And I was like, it's good. Yeah, his name is, he was Mike. Yeah, I remember. I was like, yeah. So he's good with names. So he's good with names. Okay.
So he's good with names.
Really cool. Really, really cool.
And that was in the end of it. Then he goes on to just be like, oh God, he was so cool. He was so cool. And just like great guy. I hung out with him all day. I get it. He's fucking cool. He was like, do you know him?
He's a great editor too. I know. I understand.
Yeah. He's like, do you know him? I was like, yeah, I fucking know him. Whatever.
But wait, so this guy is definitely gay. But I feel like that's kind of a weird, like, I feel like if a gay guy was talking to a girl and talking about another guy, you'd just be like, he's hot. I think it's a weird thing to be like, this is a really cool guy. He's really cool.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, just
really
like,
cool.
maybe he's like,
Unless Babs is just that cool.
What did you do that day? Anything particularly cool?
I was just being myself.
Just myself.
it
It was just a Babs experience.
This happens a lot.
Dude, I was just being myself.
like, anyways, so he clearly is taking a liking to. But then I'm there. Now he's like actually picking. I probably tried out 30 articles of clothing.
No.
He literally picked out tops for me. He picked out bottoms for me.
I mean,
he also kept being like, he just kept like doing like the size. I don't know. He kept being like, you'll fit into this. It was like, actually this big, and I was like, okay, whatever. Anyways,
Technically, I will fit in it.
yeah.
It's like, I'm blind, but I have heard you run, so this is probably
A size 49?
Like, dinosaur. Anyways, but then like, and I'm literally trying on things for him and like being like, oh, like whatever, do you like it? I ended up being like, oh, I have to buy stuff now. Like I'm in it now. He kept bringing me stuff. I walked out of there with 4 items.
This is a used
Textbook.
thrift shop, though, right? Like,
Oh yeah. Well,
I just didn't know that people do
They're
like
cool
like
thrift shop.
fashion shows. You know what I mean? Like try things on, all that stuff.
well, they don't. But like, he was just. I think he just like knew I was a sucker. Or maybe he's not good.
He's
Like, I
into
don't-
you,
Then he
girl.
was really like, you look sickening, and that. I was like, so you're gay. But then at the end, here's, you know, where. Okay, well, not at the first of all, like he never asked for my number or anything to preface anything. But so he definitely is gay for sure. Whatever. But he then he starts telling me about how he does Muay Thai. And then his coworker was like, "Oh, look at him trying to flex," which you wouldn't say that
Ooh, unless you thought you were
if he was gay.
right.
Smoking gun.
I actually do think that's
is that
compelling.
your final piece of evidence?
That's so fun. And then he left and he never asked for it or anything like that. So then,
It's not
We're
the
back to
worst
gay.
piece of evidence in a vacuum.
Yeah, but everything else.
All
is
the
still,
other, like, if he hadn't said earlier, hey, who's that guy, Mike? I want to suck his dick.
yeah.
Like,
He is literally-
then
and
it would be like,
saying,
all right, he might be straight.
You look sickening and all
Sickening's a pretty.
Mm-hmm.
That's a smoking gun.
actually said the word sickening.
I realized, remember when I was saying sickening in LA a lot?
Make
I realized
bitches
I
sing?
pick it up from him because he does say sickening a lot. That's what he's saying.
yeah, you have a gay best friend.
Sorry, it's not a case. I'm not stalking a guy. I am just picking up on his vocabulary because I force myself to be around him so much.
I was in there for him not
Bro.
getting 2 hours.
How about? Do you know his name?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say if you know his like speech patterns, but we don't even know this guy's name yet.
I looked up his Instagram. He's like, he actually is.
Oh, let's see this guy.
He's like actually like a full model. Like, so it's like, oh, I didn't realize like you had it like that.
What's his name?
No.
We'll just type it in.
Well, yeah. Okay. I don't actually know his last name right now. You guys aren't gonna believe it, but wait. Do you happen to remember his last name? Do you remember?
Pat's like, no, I'm totally not. I don't remember that gay dude.
No.
You just sucked my dick. That was it. We're not dating. We just hooked up once.
If you, Kevin, if you so much as accidentally like a photo, I will kill myself. Kevin, and that's also like, don't be funny about it. Like, don't like go. Yeah. He's a good looking guy. But also, like, I'm also realizing, like, that's not. But, okay, sorry, I'm jumping around. Having myself a gay, like, he was like a personal shopper for me. That's better than having, like, you know, a guy.
For sure.
It was so insane. And he like was finding good stuff.
That's better than like happiness.
Yeah, like lifelong partner.
He is like a model-y, artsy guy, so he might be.
If I had to put money on it, I would say he is not gay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now that I see all these
that makes me feel
model-y
worse then.
pics.
No. Go to. Okay, this is gonna sound creepy. Go to tagged photos of, and then scroll down at least like 5 scrolls.
You really did. Jackie.
Because I want to see.
You mean go to these?
Crazy.
Yeah, go to that, and then just. Well, I was just curious, and I was like, okay, and then you start to find like now he's wearing like dresses and stuff. Like he's like.
That's
full,
disappointing.
Like, I mean, that's like.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
No. Here.
I've
you're
only
not
seen the
scrolling
one
down.
picture. I'm not swayed yet.
Okay, here.
Like that could either to me that could be like you're just artsy model, or
What about this one?
you're gay. That looks pretty gay.
It's
Okay,
tough.
hold on.
I mean, he's wearing girl clothes basically.
It's tough. I'd put those clothes on for $50.
So true.
Right? Like someone's like, "Yo, put this on." All right.
I don't think you'd put this on for $50. A blouse with the hole cut out in the middle.
$50.
John does a lot for $50. By the way, handsome guy, but not like,
this guy, he's certainly not ugly, but he's not my type.
That's
at
what I'm
all.
famous of.
Yeah.
No, and then
you know
I
what he is?
realized-
He's like a bootleg prison break guy from Prison Break. What's that guy's name? You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about.
Girls
yeah.
loved him.
It's more like
He's not like rearrange your goddamn life hot the way you are.
yeah. I feel like I've been like,
Again, obviously, he's certainly not an ugly person. But yeah, nah, this guy was a lot hotter in my head.
Yeah. And not what I was expecting at all. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know Jackie's type.
No, and he's like he's actually the opposite of my type. I think that was what intrigued me so much was I was like, oh, the artsy type. I never go for the artsy type or whatever.
He looks a little better with hair.
I never go for the gay guys in women's
You guys can't,
dresses.
like, I think now we're scrolling back too far. Like, okay, yeah.
Anyways,
that's stop.
Can I follow?
No.
I mean, he's got thousands of followers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna DM him.
Don't. Kevin.
Are you
Kevin.
gay?
Do fucking not.
Grab me. It's the dinosaur claw. This really cool guy. I mean, now I want Pavs to go back in there.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I want to just find out whether this guy. Because here's the thing.
What?
I'll wear a mic.
Yeah. You should go in. We should
Yeah.
put a wire on because
I was
want to see if you walk in and he's just like, "You're so hot. Can I get your number?" Fine, whatever. But what if he's just like, "Yo, you are the fucking man."
You looking for homies?
Yo, you want to go like fuck chicks together? Like I'm totally straight. Let's go bang girls who aren't Jackie. Me and you, 2-man. Let's go. Like that would be even crazier if you just. Like if you just met a guy at a store, this is like I love you, man type shit, you know. Like, and he's just like, you are so cool. I want to hang out with you.
You know what we were talking about? We were just talking about clothes. We were talking about dunking because we both could dunk. We were talking about basketball. We were talking more about clothes, music, and like
Just-
all the shit.
Now, wait, here's my question.
Just 2 straight guys hanging
gonna
out
say.
about Duncan.
Do you think that he thinks you're gay? Because you kind of, I mean, the dunking thing is a little bit of like a straight guy combo, but the rest is pretty artsy. You're filming, you're talking clothes.
It's a possibility because that day I was put on ironing duty. So I was kind of like ironing clothes in the back the whole
Just
time.
like a bitch.
Just
Like a gay woman.
You know, just hanging out, ironing clothes, talking Duncan.
As the fellas do.
You know how the boys go.
This would honestly be straight up like an episode of Seinfeld where they're like, well, now he thinks you're gay. Yeah, you're ironing and talking about this.
And all my buddies that day, they were doing a thing where they were dressing like girls, and they were coming up to me asking like, how do I look? And I was
So then we were blowing guys. It was a big
like,
prank
it was a
where
gay
we were
day.
having
It
anal
was a
sex with
really
men.
gay day. Yeah.
Gay day
Can't get this
2025.
collar to sit.
The way the guy ironed was so cool, man.
Do you have starch? Do you have any starch?
Maybe we should both follow him and see like who he
gets it?
interacts with.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Let's do that right now. Both of you guys follow him.
Should we do it?
Pull it up.
For the. This is strictly for. Oh my God! This is just like what's it
And
called?
I'll do it too.
No. This is what's it called?
Kevin's like, I'll investigate this hot gay guy.
Wait,
By the
is
way,
that
I mean,
so
good
creepy?
for him that like I mean this business looks like it's thriving.
Yeah, I know.
He's got multiple locations.
Journalism. That's what this is. This is strictly for journalism.
Yeah.
Okay.
3.
Wait,
2,
no, Kevin, you're not following.
I'm not going to follow.
What's the app?
Oh.
The
No, just
3, 2, 1.
I guess like it wouldn't be that weird.
He also has enough followers that like he probably won't notice.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Bang.
I didn't want to like actually do it at the same time. I got staggered by
Oh yeah, by a millisecond. He's gonna go. This gay guy followed me a millisecond before that ugly broad.
My favorite like inside joke with myself, which is not like funny at all, but whenever I follow somebody, I'm like waiting for a follow back. I go, does the queen respond? And then every time I open my thing, I just think in my head, I go, does the queen respond? It's just it's like
What
not
is that
funny.
from?
It's just like what people say. I don't know. It's really not that funny, but then I just like whenever
Does
I
the queen
does the queen
respond?
respond? Like I had followed like Hubs at one point, and I go, does the queen respond? And it just made me giggle. Anyways, all right, okay. Now now I'm so nervous. What if he follows you back and not me?
That's gonna be funny.
That's for sure happening.
Yeah,
I think you guys should all both DM him at the same time too. Be like, hey, what's up, man? It's the cool dude from the other day.
Yeah.
And you need to be like, it's me.
He
the
also-
sickening dinosaur.
He also, so I had brought up, I was like, you remember how you had brought up the 2 jackets that I had,
Yeah.
whatever. I had brought up one of the jackets. I was like, by the way, like, I get compliments on it all the time. He was like, to be honest, I don't remember the jacket. But
This man actively is forgetting her as much as humanly possible.
yeah.
And then telling her right to her face. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you bought. I only remember your cool friend.
No, here's what. Yeah. Here's what I think happened, though. I think he was so taken aback by my beauty that he wasn't even focusing on the jackets or any of the.
It's a logical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
How did
just
you
was
look
like-
that day when you went in?
So the first 2 days, bad, like pretty much as bad as it gets. But then, also I ran into my ex the other day, looking. Pool table's here. By the way. Looking actually, the sweatiest I've ever looked in my entire life. I'm not kidding. Like I was
no.
I had the thought right before I say, if I run into someone right now, like that's.
Were you
God
sweaty
saying he hates me.
like after the gym sweaty, or like you were disheveled and?
It was sweaty. It was like I haven't washed my hair in like 4 days, but I was like kind of like, and then also I'd worked out and I'd showered, but I just hadn't washed my hair. It was just whatever. It was just
And then
awkward.
how'd that go? Was it like a?
It was awkward. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fine.
Is his helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was fine. I don't know why I said that.
Doesn't matter. It's getting cut out.
Exactly. You know me. You know me so well.
So what else is up?
No. What's up with you guys? How are you guys?
Game time. The NBA playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard to get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Sorry, I got the hiccups right now.
You kind of always have that.
I kind of always have the hiccups. Yeah, like it's just like a thing I deal with under the surface. Just
Yeah.
like half the time you can't really breathe. I'm like a French pit bull. Or is that what it is? French pit bull, French bulldog.
I think it's like all kinds of. You know.
Anything French, they suck at breathing. It's all nasal. What's all?
That's gonna be fun, yeah.
With killer last minute deals, all in prices. You want me to start again? Over?
Nope.
No. With killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down, lower, the closer it gets to tip off. So you can save up to 60% when buying last minute deals. Plus, on April 22nd, which is Earth Day, obviously, when you select and purchase a super deal, Game Time will plant a tree with the proceeds. I was looking at tickets for, anything. The NBA players coming up, NHL players coming up. There's all kinds of shit. I'll pull up the Game Time app real quick, and let's see what's in town this weekend in New York, which always has a lot of options. Options might differ wherever you are. But, yeah, we got Yankees in town, 9 Inch Nails, Goose, Supercross, Caps at Islanders, Royals at Yankees, Red Wings at Devils, Allman Brothers, Wednesday night at MSG, Hugh Jackman, all kinds of shit. It is just a great, great time to be going to events. And you can do that, and you can take the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, a little Arnold for you, and use code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code KFC. They want me to spell that out, so I'll do it one more time. It's K, the letter F, the letter C, for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. What time is it? Gametime. Yeah. I forgot to say during Masters talk, do you think the Masters, I thought this yesterday, do you think the Masters every year is the highest per capita sunburns on screen during broadcast?
I thought you were going to say like whitest event ever, but that kind of goes hand in hand.
It's extremely white. Start of spring, so people are forgetting about the sun.
Yep. You don't still cold enough that you're not like,
Dude, when they were on sunblock, they were showing the crowd shots on like Sunday. 16, 17, 18 yesterday. I was like, everyone looks like the Kool-Aid man. Everyone is red as can fucking be. Obviously, the golfers are always dealing with like that hat tan line.
Yeah, there's that
but
one
like,
picture
I mean,
of
like
guy.
beet red faces, just sweaty. Beet red face.
Fit right in.
People don't know what you're talking about because that was just cut
out. I think I said that was enough of a meltdown. Even though he won, I think Rory Mcilroy will think about that for the rest of his life. What do you think? Do you think him winning the Masters just erases all that?
Yes.
I think it erases it for everyone else. I think that every single time he has like a 3-foot putt, that will run through his mind. I think that was a life-altering event, win or lose.
I think I disagree. I think he'll think about it, but he'll think about it. You can do this.
And I guess that's the difference.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably why he can go step up and do it like a hole later. But even when good things would happen to me, if I would be like I would never step up again and be like, you can do this. You might blow this for the rest of my life. That was such a
I think that was such the elephant on his back, or the monkey on his back.
Monkey on his back, the elephant in the room. Like, you could see that he, hit it too soft. You know what I mean? It was, right off the club. I was like, oh, no. You know what I mean?
I will say that when he hit the second one, which was
too slow. I was,
6 inches, when he hit the second one, I was like, he's got this.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to miss again.
Well, that one was close enough that...
It was...
I do think a little bit of, regardless of your choke. I can't believe this is the same fucking guy who was stealing fucking... phones from hecklers.
See,
then steps up and wins the Masters like that. I
didn't know people don't like Rory. I fucking love Rory. I'm a humongous Rory McIlroy fan. I didn't know that there was I'd seen the phone thing, but I didn't realize it was a big thing. I'd kind of just forgotten about it. I was rooting for Rory harder.
I think most people were still. No, I feel like people. I think
rooting for.
I think they regard him as a choker, but they want him to win.
Okay.
I think I don't know. I'm not totally plugged in, but I don't think it was like when Bryson DeChambeau was hated. People were
that's how I saw
Patrick
this.
Reed, right? People don't like him.
I saw this as good versus evil. Rory, I like Rory. I fucking hate Bryson.
But Bryson has went from probably the least liked golfer
to the most
probably top.
He's liked now.
He's
beloved.
Bro, a all-time PR case.
It's crazy.
He did a phenomenal job of just I don't know which one's the act, but he just completely changed. Mm-hmm. He's mixing it up with the fans. He's doing social media. He's being normal, regular guy. He went from the guy who was. I honestly think it was when he got in a fight with the rope. Remember that? You remember when he
yes.
he was so pathetic because it's just an embarrassing thing happened to him, and rather than being like, oh my god, that was crazy, that rope hit me in the head, he acted like it was everyone else's fault, and he took a knee, and everyone was catering to him, and I think he might have looked at that and been like, I'm ridiculous. It was that absurd. And then he started he just does all he's signing autographs and taking pictures.
He makes great TikToks.
He's a great social media guy. Did the hit over the house thing, but he's loved now. They had a little.
I do not like Bryson. I was very harshly rooting for Rory, and every time Bryson failed, I'd go, fuck you, Bryson.
The big talk afterwards with Bryson was that he was saying how Rory did not talk to him at all.
They don't like each other.
Yeah, I
right?
was gonna say
why would they talk?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
No, can you imagine a fucking Warriors-Lakers game, and Steph afterwards like, I don't know, LeBron was kind of being a jerk during the game.
Well, but no, I think that's like I think that's a bad example though, because those guys are like friendly even when they're playing. You know what I mean?
I don't think they are. I think they're
LeBron
friendly
and
after
Steph?
they play.
Maybe not during, but like they're also not like.
I think they're friends, but I think when you're playing, you're
but
fucking
like this,
playing.
I think it's the equivalent of like not saying what's up to each other before the tip off. You know what I mean?
But I
Like to
think
not
that's
talk at all during a round.
I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I think athletes do that when like they get traded. It's not like go pop into the other team's locker room before the game and like hang out with the boys. Like we're fucking playing.
But
each other, man.
I also think that that golf lends itself. It's like when you're like playing a game of basketball. There's like it's active. It's there's a lot of downtime where you can just be like walking the course. Like, hey, what's up, man?
Well,
my point is you have to actively do that as opposed to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's making a choice to not talk to you on purpose as opposed to, hey, we just didn't talk today. It's like, no, you were not talking to me on purpose.
which is not what I would do. I would be like more laughing and like probably be more interactive. But it's a completely fair
Valid
response.
thing.
Yeah.
To be
like, I'm not fucking talking to you. I'm playing
this way or that way. Yeah. The career Grand Slam is no joke, man. You got to get in with a golfer, Jackie. That's what you got to get.
You said this before.
I've said this before. Yeah.
You know who Jackie should hook up with? That ghost golfer guy. You know what I'm talking about? The guy who he played this weekend. When the cut is uneven, they have a guy just play, and he's good enough to play Augusta. And actually, I think the guy relatively recently just retired, and there's a new one. But the old guy was like good enough that pros would be like, I'm not playing with that guy.
Really?
Because he's
I
like
think Sergio Garcia said, "Fuck you, I'm not playing."
Yeah, because he'll like outplay you, and then it's like you're the talk of the town of being the guy who's getting outplayed by the non-pro.
Yeah.
But he's like this pseudo professional who plays like at the Masters. You should date that guy.
He's gone.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's like an old man.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm like if I have my shit together enough to date a golfer.
You think you got to be like a
I know you guys probably see me as like I have it all together. Like, all the
debonair,
time.
suave. Yeah.
But
anyone who's
behind
watched this
closed doors.
episode,
exactly. What did you say?
so anyone who watches this episode, they've seen it. Like,
She's the girl. Jackie walks in the room, and everybody just
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
kind of
wish
like-
I was her. She's just so.
I carry myself with
Yes.
such poise.
You're basically like one of the royals. You know?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
kind
you're
of
like
what
Princess
they
Kate.
say
basically.
about me
Yeah.
a lot. But so maybe I should date a golfer, but I just don't know if that's like really in the cards for me. I feel like the second.
Well, not with that attitude. It's not. you know the girls who get the golfers are the girls who are just like, yeah.
yeah, it's the
all these men wanna
really
fuck.
put together ones like Elin. She just beat the shit out of a
Tigers
Cadillac
hit him,
Escalade.
I think that
hit him in the head with a golf club.
if you were to
Almost
rank
attempted murder.
all like Barstool Sports people who know sports, I think I'm probably dead last.
No.
Wait, what's that?
No.
People who know sports.
I think you
at
know more
Barstool
than
Sports.
probably Caroline.
Yeah.
I would have to guess Caroline knows nothing.
Yeah, I think you know.
Probably know more than Sass. I would say you know more than Sass.
No, Sass
Is he a sports
pretty
guy?
Yeah, I feel like Sass knows a
Yeah,
lot.
Sass like.
How about
Caroline and I are probably the same.
you know who knows a lot? Kelly Keegs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she'll drop a sports reference because she's just around us all the time. Like I don't even think she knows what it is, but she knows to say it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like I mean, I can drop like if anybody I meet is like a Mets fan, like like that sucks for you. Or I do like Jets, like
this year,
so you must be
babe.
miserable.
The
And then I just,
goddamn Jets, huh?
You did know there was a couple years there. You probably knew a lot about the Jets.
oh my God, you're so right, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was so crazy that I like was a sports commentator for a little bit. That long career.
An award-winning sports producer.
Yeah, exactly.
You were
Did
using that
you-
to hit on guys?
What?
Were you using that to hit on guys back in the day?
No, I'm pretty like I don't want to be.
A sports girl.
I don't want to be like fake about that. Sometimes
Yeah.
I think like it's
with you on that.
I can't like say I work at Barstool Sports and then also be like talking sports.
Yeah.
Because then that's just like the worst, the woke kind of girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even try and like keep up because I'm just like I don't want to be like.
I'm with that. I if you like sports, fine, but I think there's nothing worse than pretending you like sports.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
If you like it, you like it. But
There's nothing worse than pretending like anything.
yeah, right.
I've been watching Southern Charm and I need somebody to start that with me. Kevin, I'm looking at you so that I can talk about it with somebody.
I think
You're kind of like filled. I guess this is like your thing now. You can't really like do it. Keep watching, but
Did you watch
Yeah.
Last of Us? Did you watch Last of Us?
yes, but I did not know that was on actually. Technically, I knew it was coming. I didn't know that was last night.
Last
yeah.
night. Yeah.
Does it give you PTSD from your boyfriend who pretended to be a clicker?
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's one of the lamest things ever.
He was not my boyfriend, first of all. That was so.
That's almost
so
worse.
bad.
That means you were actively choosing to hang out with them. If you like fall in love with someone and then they do like dumb shit, it's like I don't know. They pretend to be zombies at every Sunday night, but he's really like I love him.
I think I've been
It's
pretty.
like why are you
open,
hanging
like,
out with that guy then?
That was a low point in my life. I've been pretty open about
He was
that.
a felon who also
He was
pretended to
felon,
be a zombie,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
He was on so many drugs that night.
He sounds like the man.
yeah.
He's probably a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Just really
Yeah.
cool.
Can he dunk?
And iron.
What did you think of Last of Us?
I think they're gonna run into some trouble. I think with who they cast Ellie as.
That's Caitlin Devers.
Is that the girl from Game of Thrones? Like the main girl?
Um,
Like the main girl, Ellie.
I don't know who the main girl is. The bad girl in this in the most recent episode.
The kid, right?
Like the main girl in The Last of Us, Ellie.
Oh, Bella Ramsey.
Yes, Bella Ramsey. Yes, yes.
Okay, Caitlin Devers is like the other one, the
Got
one
it.
who's like watching, like looming over the city at the end.
Yes.
I
think in the video game, in the world we're heading into, Ellie is like the man. She like runs shit. She becomes like in the first one, Joel is like protecting her, and she's kind of like this like dead weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the video game, she becomes like the hunter. She's like the badass. She's. And I just feel like Bella Ramsey still is giving like little girl vibes to me, so I don't know if she'll be able to pull off what. But also the TV show might just be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know what they're gonna do because without spoiling things, like there's some major changes in the video game that is like TV show probably wouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna have to deviate probably a little bit from the game. I kind of see it, but there's a big movement, I think, of people who are going to be like, we don't like Bella Ramsey. I think last night was fine. I don't know. I didn't think it was like a...
It was solid.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
sometimes a premiere can kind of go one of two ways. It can either be like, holy shit, or it's just like, yeah, we're getting back into things.
Yeah,
I think it's like we're just getting back into things.
Yeah.
Wait, why don't you think that they'll like her? Like, what about?
I think she still looks like it's kind of like weird little girl, little kid, and
Is
like
she supposed to be like?
yeah, she kind of grows up in the second one and is like fucking shit up, and I just don't know if it's gonna be believable of that girl like fucking shit up, you know. But I think it's gonna be a good show though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had forgotten until I watched your recap. I'd forgotten
a lot of it.
I'd forgotten basically everything except Nick Offerman was gay.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, that was the big stick out. Like, it's funny because that was such a big, like in the game, he's an important character, but not really. Like, it's just like one chapter of the game, and they keep it moving. They made it like such this profound thing in the show.
But I don't even think it was just like, again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know. But like, I think it was the performances that made it like like whoa.
Right,
like it was just an episode of TV. It was just as important as every other episode.
True,
But
true.
that
They
like,
did it so well.
They
That was
just
so
did it
talked
so
about.
well.
The last night was either 100% from the video game, like the exact shots, scenes, dialogue, everything. There was multiple times I was like, did that, played that, remember that level, remember that chapter. So it was either 100% from the game or they completely deviated. Like Catherine O'Hara's character is not in it. Joel never killed a guy named Eugene.
But Catherine O'Hara's character is just like a storyteller, right?
I think so. I think it's like a device for Pedro Pascal to like, you know. So that like Eugene is in the game, but he's just like a guy. And in this version, he murdered this guy because he had to. And there's this therapist. So
That fucked me up. I was like, who the fuck is Eugene?
Yeah. I think they needed to like establish that a little because I was going. I remember a Eugene, but I don't remember Joel. They almost like blended things too much. You know what I mean? It should just be. I mean, I'm sure we'll learn more about it, but I think Catherine O'Hara's character is a 3-episode arc, so she's like in it, but not full time. Was not in the game, and then the thing where you see the fungus in the pipes.
Yes,
that's not in the game. So I think that's gonna be like the way that the zombies like communicate or go through the town. So they have a couple. So a lot of it's from the video game, and then a couple things that are big, what seem to be big plot points or characters that are totally new, which I think is probably a good way to do it. Give like there was scenes I was like, oh, I remember learning. Like they train you how to use the sniper rifle, like exactly how Ellie was shooting them at the episode.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that was cool. And then, but then also it's like we need to make sure this is a good TV show, and so we need a character for Pedro Pascal to like work with.
Yeah.
So here you go. So I think it's good to like give the people what they want if you watch the video game, but then also we have to make a good, season.
It is funny that we're in a time that like the book is better people are going to become the video game.
Yeah,
better.
I know.
Like,
Well,
the
the thing
video
about
game was actually better.
Video games,
Okay.
bro, are like some of these games are. I mean, the Last of Us, the video game, is probably better than the television show. I mean, it's like an 80-hour like epic tale.
Is
You
that
know,
the best one? You think like the best storyline?
video game. It's if a lot of people would say that. Yes.
Do you guys think? Okay, I feel like the last episode or last season, episode 3 or episode 5, whatever the one that was like different setting, and it was like everyone's like, this is a masterpiece.
When the government.
Yeah. I feel like that kicked off like a emphasis on individual episodes.
I do like when shows have those little deviations as long
Yeah.
as they're good.
Right.
If you have a deviation that stinks, it's like, okay, I didn't get any of my characters, any of the storyline, like nothing, you know what I mean? Like, what do we wait, we wait all week and then you get an episode that has nothing to do, bless you,
Thank you.
with like anything, but when they're good, they're awesome.
Yeah, like in Severance when they had the like off.
I even like, even if it's not a full episode, they did it on Paradise where it was like just a little detour back to like the 60s when that guy was flicking the light and like learn. I think that's almost like the sign of like a good show is they're like, we're going to invest some time and money in like another cast, another wardrobe, another set to tell the story, and then we'll come back. You know?
Yeah.
Because it probably costs a little more money and takes some extra time to do that, but it like if you do it right, it kind of nails it.
Like I feel like even like since then I'd never heard about people talking about like the specific directors for each episode and all that, and I feel like that kind of kicked off a new.
Yeah, people get.
New way.
Yeah, I mean that's also just television in general has been that way for the last probably decade or so, where it's like you get credit almost for being a director of an episode or a writer of a season or whatever. Because
but also like it also goes back to True Detective with like
I was gonna say
Fukuyama. Like I'm sure there were guys.
Fukuyama was a guy like you would never know that guy's name.
Carey? I called him Casey. I think it's Carey Fukuyama.
I think so.
Casey
But the fact that we even like know his name is something like prior television. I think you'd have to be a real TV nerd to know it, and then it became like.
But I wonder if 20 years before that, people were like that MASH episode, like.
But that's what I mean. Maybe not. But I feel like we know. Like True Detective was kind of like as soon as Fukuyama, whatever. I guess I don't know his name that well, so maybe I should shut up.
I know
like,
it's CF for his initials.
But I think he, like when True Detective started to suck, it was like he was no longer around because a lot of people. That was why people knew his name. They were like, "Oh, you need him back," you know.
I remember writing a paper in college that Sharp Objects was one of the first shows because like before the streaming, obviously there were ads everywhere, and so in order to like keep people hooked for ads, you have to have like a big like some kind of like jump or cliffhanger at the end before every commercial break, and so it like speeds up the storyline a lot because it's like you're like, oh, we got to get
like
in
7 minutes. You need like a thing.
Yeah, exactly. But like Sharp Objects was the first, or one of the first ones where they were like, we're taking this slow. Like each episode is going to be like, it's well, obviously like they say.
That's the one with
Amy Adams.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hate that show. I remember being like, this show's too slow. So maybe I'm just. Maybe I was from an era of commercials and all that shit.
But but it is true. It's like Grey's Anatomy or like all the like hospital shows would be like, and then he almost died, and then you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, the show with I brought it up a couple weeks ago. The show with Meredith Grey, where it's the orphan who's is it's got to be like a comedy. Like there's no way the people who made that show were not like laughing while they made it. It's ridiculous. They just have this little dwarf woman like it's I almost want you guys to watch it it's not a good show, but just watch it for the absurdity of it all. Like there's I can't believe it's on like Hulu. It's a Lifetime show that somehow masqueraded its way into like watch this new streaming show. It sucks so fucking bad.
What do you think that versus like? I feel like I think of Manifest as being like one of the
Manifest was
got off the rails.
Oh my god, Manifest was the worst show that I could not stop watching. I was like, The Callings. I got to keep watching. That was a definition of a great idea that just kept carrying. The concept is awesome, and then every episode was so fucking bad and so goddamn stupid, and I just could not stop watching.
I feel like so many shows, it's like the first season, normal season, second season, somebody dies, third season, somebody comes back to life, fourth season they're really like scrambling, and it's
Yeah.
like now we have superpowers. I feel like every show kind of falls into that.
That's why it really is. The best shows are the ones that are written like start to finish, and they just do that.
Yeah.
Because once you get caught up with like the ratings or the advertising or the signups, like we can't stop this. We need seasons 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's like we were gonna stop at 4.
Right.
You want me to go 8? Like you
Yeah.
got to just start making shit up.
Once again, the NBA. Once again, nope.
You got it.
I got it. I got this. I can handle this. I got it. Don't worry about it. I know you're stressing, but I got it. All right, DraftKings. The NBA 82 game grind is done, and now the fun really begins. The NBA playoffs are here, as I told you in the last ad read, but now it's for a different thing. It's high stakes drama, clutch moments, and jaw dropping plays. If you're looking to make the playoffs even more exciting, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered as an official sports betting partner of the NBA. From the play-in games all the way through to the finals, now's the time to back your favorite players and their teams as they chase glory. All season long, DraftKings has been the go-to spot for NBA player props, and that doesn't change for the playoffs. Want to make your playoff experience even more intense? Try placing a bet on your favorite player's performance. Will they drop 30, 40, more? Who knows? It is your call. Ready to place your first bet? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Lock in your bets and make this playoff run unforgettable. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. All you have to do is download the DraftKings app and make it a playoff run to remember with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KFC. That's code KFC for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Jackie, sorry for snapping. That felt rude, but...
No, that was. I should be paying attention.
Jackpocket. Ordering official state lottery tickets has never been easier thanks to Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. Jackpocket. Powerball, Mega Millions, state games like Pick 3, 4, you name it, they've got it. They also have scratch-offs if you're in select states like Massachusetts, Ohio, Oregon, Texas, I believe. I forget exactly, but you will know once you download the app if you can get the scratch-offs or not. The Jackpocket lottery app is great because you can order tickets whenever you want, right on your smartphone. You don't have to rush out the door. Hope you can make it in time. You know what I mean? Like I still remember days when my parents would run out the screen door. They're like, it's 300 million, blah, blah. Well, now it's much, much bigger. Now it is, well, I don't know if it is right now, but now the numbers do get much bigger. Let's open the Jackpocket app and see where we are at right now. 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. $100 million Powerball right now. And a $96 million Mega Million. So a little lower right now, but can't win unless you play. So go download it right now. That's code KFC for your first lottery ticket on Jackpocket for free. That's right. For new customers, you'll get $5. You'll get your first $5 lottery ticket with code KFC. Download the app today.
Did you guys watch Black Mirror?
I watched
I've not
some of
seen
them.
it yet.
I watched. What did I watch? Why can't I remember them now? I watched like the first couple.
I watched
What
the
were they
first
about
two.
again?
The first one was about ads, about like
Oh yeah,
subscription services.
Rashida Jones getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
an
the
interesting
second
one.
one was about that girl that came back for revenge for her high school bully.
That was wild, but that was like too silly. You know what I mean? Early.
That one was utterly ridiculous.
Right.
I would say it's one of the worst episodes of television I've ever seen. In my
It
entire
was
life.
like it's too like early on. Black Mirror is like, what if you got an Uber rating for like your social behavior? It's
Yeah.
like, that's not that crazy. Like they do that in China, you know?
Yeah.
This was like, what if a girl had a computer like mainframe in the basement of her house that can control your reality?
Yeah, it was just like
It was
imagine
like,
all the superpowers in the world this girl's had.
yeah,
It was
she
like
basically
that.
had superpowers like a fucking Marvel character, where it was like she was getting revenge on everyone in high school who bullied her by showing up in their life and then mentally torturing them because they would just make reality look like it was like, who drank my milk from the fridge? And she was like, it wasn't me. And then she just changes reality so that everyone thinks the girl did drink the milk in the fridge. And she's like, "What? I didn't do that. What do you mean?" And everyone's like, "We have footage of you." That part could be interesting, where it's like, imagine if you felt like you were going absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But and then I was like,
It's a gaslighting episode.
It's
I
like
thought it was an AI episode the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm kind of liking this.
And then it was just
And
like,
then
I
it's just,
have this
no, I
magical
superpowers,
necklace that I can. But the idea of like, what if you could snap your fingers and gaslight someone? I think is a good concept for right now, especially gaslighting became so popular. It's just the way they decided to do it was like, she's magic. I was like, wow, that's not that great. But the Rashida Jones one was interesting. It was like she dies she gets in a car accident, or no, she has an aneurysm or something like that. And they're like, she's never gonna wake up. And they're like, we have this new technology where we can save her, but you basically have to like pay to keep your brain going every month. And so he's like, whatever. They're very poor, but he's like, whatever, we'll do it. And then all of a sudden, she starts doing ad reads. She's like at school, and like whatever the kids are talking about, she's like, you can get yourself some new textbooks. And she doesn't remember it happening. And people, they go back to the place, and they're like, my wife is doing ad reads out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? And she's like,
Fights with energy drinks.
he just starts doing ad reads. But they're like, oh yeah, and that's because there's a new plan. There's Rivermind Plus. You're now on Rivermind Regular, so you get ads. So you have to upgrade if you don't want ads, and they just keep like charging more and more money. So it's a commentary on that. But she goes from like
available on Netflix.
Hilarious that Netflix did it. It's so funny that Netflix did it. Yeah. Netflix is
it's exactly like their model, you know. So, but so there's like, I think Black Mirror is at a point where they're commenting on some things that are prevalent, gaslighting and tiers, subscription tiers. But they've got to deliver it in a way that they haven't done before yet, and that's getting pretty hard, you know? Yeah. It's like we've done pretty much everything. But those are always good. I like episodes. It's very rare nowadays that I'm watching something where I can just watch one episode, kind of pay attention, kind of not, doesn't matter.
Get the premise.
Yeah, it's like everything else is like you're in for the long haul now. Watching TV is like tough these days. And it's like you got to really commit to it. So it's either reality shit or something like Black Mirror, where it's like one-offs that you can kind of just enjoy.
The top 5 most annoying, or top 3 most annoying places for ads. I think number 1, any kind of games.
Oh wait, we mean different games.
What?
We mean different games, but I was going to agree with you.
Playing a game on your
like
phone?
playing a game like 2048 or something like that.
I've become a real old man going to games.
Oh.
Like, you don't like the billboards everywhere and shit?
It's not even the billboards.
See, I feel like
I remember you said that, like our 7th inning stretch is sponsored by
every fucking and like, look, I still go to games and all that stuff. Like it's not like it deters me, but when I'm there, I'm like, I mean, come on, guys. Like I don't even care. It's just like, this is lame, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, just do the
Kiss Cam is sponsored.
Like just do the fucking
the
thing. Like, how much is Sal's Pizza paying for this fucking ticket upgrade? That like, how much do they get? I don't know.
You know what it makes you realize though is just how much like they're making money off of every single thing.
Yeah,
they've got to just be. You know what I was thinking the other day? I think there was a little bit of a discourse about this on the NBA. No, it was NIL. Somebody was saying that like there's kids in college asking for like $400,000 or $500,000, and he's like, you're bad. You're not good at basketball. So that's different. I was thinking about NBA players. What is the league minimum in the NBA? Do you know? You look that up.
Yeah.
I feel like if you make it to the NBA, you should be making like millions of dollars, no matter what.
I think
there's only
like
like 400 people in the world who make it. You know what I mean?
1.5, 1.2.
All right, so that's I guess that is pretty good. I thought there was like $500,000. You could be like a veteran minimum of like $500,000, and it's like I was just thinking about that because like the NBA must make $1 trillion.
Yeah,
and like, all right, I don't get a lot of time, but I'm still like practicing with the greatest in the world. I'm still a part of there's only 30 organizations that do this. You know, like So yeah, okay. By the time you're like a 5-year vet, you're making money. Okay, so I guess they do pay him enough. But I was just thinking about how much, like, if you've made it in that field, the fact that there are just like influencers who can make the same as like an NBA player is crazy to me.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as being like, well, teachers are underpaid. Like you get paid what the market decides what you are.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And like it's all going into it. I was reading a thing the other day about I guess there was some fucking study, I don't know, that said that, let's make up an outrageous number, 70% of kids these days want to be influenced when they grow up.
It's probably like accurate.
And that's funny. explanation was at first saying, first of all, it's fucking obviously not accurate that 7 in 10 kids want to be influencers. I'm sure there's been an uptick in children who want to be influencers one day. It's not 7 out of 10 kids. And the other thing was like, and like no fucking shit they want to be. Like the American dream appears to be dead. Like no one is happy. The only people they see are happy are influencers on the internet.
Yeah.
They're too young to realize it's all fake.
Yeah.
No kidding, that's what they want to be when they grow up. They want to be happy and they want to make money.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the worst thing in the world.
That's just what they see version of it. Yeah. It's like when I saw the gas man when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The guy pumping gas was holding a wad of cash. I was like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah, right.
You know what I saw? This dude who owns like a warehouse of like props, and he's like, I sell 50-pound. It looks like 50-pound dumbbells that are just like 5 pounds, and I sell them to people, and they just do their workout. It's like, oh, you can't trust anything.
But like, also, what does that even mean?
Like they do their workout, be like, look at me lifting 50-pound weights, and it's not 50 pounds.
But if you can only lift 5,
it looks
it's not going to look like you can lift. Like your arm doesn't look like an arm that can move 50 pounds.
I mean, I guess you got to be in somewhat of shape to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess you can
So
be.
you might as well just lift the 50 pounds.
I think, yeah, like if I all of a sudden was lifting 100-pound dumbbell, it would look ridiculous. But if I was in some semblance of shape, you know, if I had.
But they're like that's kind of one of those things too,
vanity
where, like,
muscles, like.
There are so many people who are just actually strong. You got to be a hell of a tricker, right? Like there's it's all.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the same thing as like the people who like rent that private jet thing. It's like people know you don't have a private jet, but you convince a whole bunch of people you do. You know what I mean?
But I think that's easier to believe. Like, wow, I don't know what kind of money they're making behind the scenes versus like, I see your arm, I see the weight you're lifting,
but
that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I mean, you don't have to look a certain way to be able to lift a certain weight. You know what I mean?
You don't have to, but generally,
yeah.
There's at least like there's a bar. Where you're like, okay, you look like this, you can move that kind of weight. You look like that, you can move that kind of weight. Like,
right.
If Will Ferrell's standing there going 1,001, 1,002, you're not like that dude did 1,000 curls with that.
Yeah. But it just makes you realize that, like, you know, you can just fake whatever the fuck you want. Because you're probably right, but there's probably a bunch of people who do, oh, you can lift 50 pounds.
Right. But what I'm saying, like, there's so many actually talented influencers who can and who look the part and all that, that, like, I don't know, maybe if it was fed to you, maybe you'd get on it. But, like, I feel like pretty quickly you'd go,
this guy can't.
He doesn't really know what he's talking about.
Yeah. I don't know about talking about it. I feel like the majority of people who talk don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Agreed.
Any topic.
I don't know if it was just because like I grew up near Silicon Valley, but like growing up, there were like
Long Island?
But like when I was growing up, they were like, if you become an engineer, you will be set for life. Like if you study engineering, you will be set for life. Was that pushed down your?
No, not engineering.
No.
But I feel
you're
like
also a girl. Because that like women in STEM was a big thing for a while.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to get.
Oh, did you see Katy Perry?
Yeah, guys.
Katy Perry's up in space right now.
No, not right now. She's already back.
She's back already?
She was gone for 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
How did it go? It was just like.
It's like that's just not real. You're like,
I thought she was gonna.
This is curling 50 pounds with a 5
Yeah,
leg.
yeah.
See,
you went to space for 11 minutes. That's not
so they just
space.
went. Although the only thing I will say about that is it's still no joke to be in a fucking like blast off. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no,
like I don't want to go on a roller coaster.
I'm
so
sure
if I was on a
very
fucking
cool. I'd love to do it. It's just like I don't know. I'd be like, yeah, I went to space.
Yeah,
like,
I would temper. Also,
it's
feel like
the example. It's like studying abroad. And like, if I was like, I've lived in Spain before.
Yeah, it's like,
no, you haven't.
Right.
Like, you were there.
Well,
for
I
like
would
2
for
months,
sure downplay it, and I feel like this makes it worse. I think this made it like if I was a chick, I'd be like, this looks lame.
Yeah.
They made it such a thing of like Gail King, and like they were like this like. They made it sound like it was like this all-star team of like amazing women, and I was like, I don't even know half these bitches are.
We're bringing glam to space.
Yeah, that to me felt like not.
I
the
didn't
way
know
to
they
do
did
it.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like we actually don't need.
And like Katy Perry is almost like I don't know. But there was an interview with her. She was like, "Yeah, I'm so into this stuff. Like, I love STEM and astrology." And the stars. It's like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She was like, I love STEM and rocket science and astronauts and astrology. I was like, you're just saying words.
Also,
that are
by
like
the way,
tangentially related to what you're talking about, you know?
To your question, it wasn't a thing for us. Like the technology wasn't there.
Yeah. I feel like at least for me,
like we were told to like learn CAD or like.
I don't even know what that means.
CAD? You guys didn't have CAD class?
No.
We had it. It was computer art design, I think it was. I didn't do it, but I mean, like I did it, but
I think my version of that was
good.
like lawyer and doctor. Like if you became a lawyer or a doctor, you're like set for life.
CAD's an older thing because my buddy's dad was the teacher. So
no, but I'm just saying like her thing of engineering. I feel like for me, I thought of that as like lawyers and doctors. You go to law school, you go to med school, like you become.
Well, also like even like it was like startup culture. Like kids in middle school.
Computer-aided design.
Like we had like 4 kids in middle school who started businesses because it was just
we didn't have that around here.
Like whatever.
I just remember my buddy's dad, who's a doctor, was like, do not become a doctor. He was like, it does not pay off anymore. Like it used to be like you go to med school, you go there for 1 billion years, but you come out and you make all the money in the world, you know, whatever. And he's like, with insurance and everything, the way everything's gone, it's like, it's, you know, of course you're a doctor, you do well, but it's not worth, 10 years of school and like $500,000 of debt. You know? So
nothing is if you don't like it.
Yeah.
If you're not like having fun, nothing's.
But I do think that like lawyer, doctor, even MBAs for a while were like, if you put in that work, you're gonna get a job that like you get you make the return.
Yeah.
And I don't even know that's.
But that's only worth it if like it's kind of what we were saying about something recently where it's like it's only worth it if what you want out of life is money. Right. If you want fun, it's not smart to go into a field for money.
Yeah.
Like
right. What
did I hear the other day? Someone from some show I was watching. The guy had a line where he's just like, "Yeah, it's perfect for me. It's like somewhere between a hobby and a job." And I was like, "That's what everyone should strive for."
That's it, man. That's it right there.
Oh, you know what it was? It was Curb. When Larry was talking to his therapist, and his therapist. You seen that episode when Larry fucking hates his therapist because his therapist keeps outing his other clients. And he's like talking to Larry, and he's like, "I got this client, and I can't tell you his name, obviously, but he loved hookers, and he could only complete his work if he was having sex with hookers. Now, like, I can't tell you who it is. I will tell you he directed Star Wars, right?" And Larry David's like, "We'll just say George Lucas." he goes, "No, I would never say a name like that." He's like, "Well, you said everyone knows who directed Star Wars." He's like, "Now I gotta be frank. Now I think you're telling other people about me." He goes, "No one cares about you." He goes, "Well, I didn't say anything about George Lucas."
Speaking of Curb, Bob Fox was telling me they met Cheryl at UFC.
Oh yeah,
You see her she left hanging by Trump, which was just like it was just a funny thing, right? The amount of people who on the one side were like, "What a piece of shit he is for leaving her hanging," and then on the other side, the people who were like, "You didn't watch. 10 minutes later, he came back and made it right and shook her hand," and I was like. Why do either of you people exist? It was just a funny thing. She just got left hanging by the president. That's it. And the people who were like, "Didn't you see? Like, you didn't do your research? He went over and shook her hand eventually." Like, why do you even know that, man? Why did you went and researched whether or not Donald Trump shook Cheryl Hines' hand? What's wrong with you people? It was just funny. It was just a funny thing, man.
I was actually saying the other day, I think I get left hanging more than anyone alive.
Yeah, you're a left hanging guy.
I get left hanging all the time.
Yeah, that might be an accurate statistic.
You remember?
I feel like it's like I watch back a lot of.
It's all the time. It's incessant.
But you play it off well. It's never like, oh.
Yeah, no, it happens every day, Jackie. I fucking learn how to deal with it. Yeah. But like, I think just because I go like that, I'm just like a quick little like subtle one.
Well, maybe they don't see it.
And people don't see it, but it's I get left hanging once a week at least.
Yeah, I feel like it's like. They gotta almost think that you're about to punch them. Like you have to make it more, yeah.
To the face.
Yeah, you have to
No, I kind of just do these a lot. It was just like that.
Yeah, they just don't see you, dude.
Yeah, no, I know. But
Yeah,
but you still have the feeling of being left.
You're like a girl. Like I'm not trying to put myself out there. I don't want to get hurt.
It's like almost like
offer my hand.
masochistic, like maybe subtle masochistic.
No, I'm like a girl who's like I can't be hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I'll put myself out there. Sure, fuck it.
I think the move when you get left hanging is to make a spectacle of getting left hanging. Like you give it to yourself, or you leave it there for like another minute and be like, "I'm not going until you know what I mean." Like almost joke about
I'll
the hanging.
It. I just move it to someone else. But listen, here's the deal: I'm getting fucking banged.
So I want to fuck you, but I'm.
But yeah, that was for you the whole time.
You know, who leaves me hanging a lot. The kids. Yeah, I'm like Keegan's baseball game. Or hey, what's up, man? Boom, right by. Cool. Thanks, dude. I went to see Minecraft with Keegan. We had our chicken jockey moment. Embarrassed.
Did you get one?
Yeah, kind of. It was like Sunday, 11 a.m. There was probably 10 people in the whole theater.
Yeah.
But a couple kids were like filming and they were getting all excited. Keegan did not want to do it, so I embarrassed the fuck out of him. Stop.
Dude, you know what? Dude, embarrassing your kids got to be so much fun.
Oh, it's the best, dude.
My dad used to
torture
fucking, if we were going to a drive-thru, particularly at New York Bagel on the corner of President Ave and Fall River, Mass, but any drive-thru, he would just karate the whole order.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like
do the moves, karate?
Yeah. Because he would tell me that there was a camera so they can see it. He'd be like, "We want to know if a couple karate guys," and he would be like, "And we'll do a egg and cheese bagel with a pizza bagel," and I would be like, I'd be in the car like, "Dad, stop!"
This is peak dad.
Yeah.
This is they're like he reached the mountaintop of fatherhood. I'm gonna do karate in the drive-thru to embarrass my kids. I don't even get it. But I love it. Gotta let them know there's a couple karate guys.
Like, it didn't make any sense. It was also a different time.
I'm-
He'd be like,
I'm-
"What time?"
I'm definitely doing this now. I'm picking up my kids today. We're going to McDonald's. Can I get a number 1 Big Mac with the fries? They're gonna be like, what are you doing? It's a thing. It's a thing, guys. It's a thing.
Only in the drive-thru?
Only in drive-thrus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. That is so fucking stupid. I love it.
I would be freaking in there. Like all my siblings would be like, "Just order us a fucking bagel."
That's why he did it every time. He knew he was getting that reaction. Oh, man. I mean, every single day, every time I pick up Keegan from school, I'll be like, yeah, PlayStation's broken. It's not gonna work ever again. Every time he's like, "You're fucking with me." He's like, "No, you're messing with me." I'm like, "No, it's broken, and it's gonna be broken forever. No one can ever play PlayStation again." He's like, "You're lying." I do it every time,
Dude, my dad would do it was going to games. As we're walking into security, he'd be like, "You have the tickets?" Every time. I'd be like, "Wow."
Bro, I'm doing this thing with him right now. So first of all, I shouldn't be doing this at all, but I let Keegan watch all the 8 Mile rap battles. He loves them. They're highly inappropriate. And every time I put them, I go, "You can't use this language. You know that, right?" But he loves them. I mean, we've watched. I was thinking about making it my niche in the dozen, the 8 Mile battles, because I can't imagine there's something about those I don't know at this point. We've watched it 100,000 times, but every single time before we get in the car, he goes, "Can I watch Eminem?" And I pull up Eminem commercials, like the M&Ms, every time. And every time. Hand it to him. But now he goes, "Can I watch Eminem?" And I go, "Yep, here it comes." And he goes, Don't do the candy." I don't know. I don't do it on purpose. I mean, I definitely do it on purpose. But I had a moment like when I was early on fatherhood, being like, when do you just like become a dad?
Yeah.
And you just kind of do. You just kind of, it's like, that is objectively stupid, but I'm going to do it. The karate is objectively awesome. That's so absurd. Like the dad jokes or whatever, but the karate. Like, I don't know you can do karate. It's so shockingly stupid that like everybody hates their dad for doing these dumb things. It's
Wait, and
amazing.
it's like because they can't see them that he's doing karate,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
it was like back in the day. They probably do have video cameras now,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't think in the mid '90s they had video cameras. So like he would just be like, "What the?"
I love it. I love
tickets
it.
The tickets thing, first of all, still happens to this day. And I'm always like, now I obviously know
Yeah.
either I do have
One
the
day,
tickets
one
or
day though, it's gonna happen. You're like,
But
"Fuck."
back then, I'd be like, "Come on, man, you gotta tell me if I gotta get the tickets."
Shay does the same. Every time I do something to Shay, she goes, "Daddy," in the same voice every time. So now I say that, I just go, "Daddy," to her. It's just this endless cycle of fucking stupidity. Unbelievable. That's great stuff. Karate.
You gotta get the kids on Woza too.
Yeah, I was gonna say this has a lot of Woza Cardoza vibes to it. Very funny.
All right, we got plenty of masters talking here today, And there's one brand when you're talking Masters you gotta think of, and that's Hey Dude. From warming up on the range to sinking putts on the green or just kicking back at the clubhouse, the new Hey Dude Wendy and Wally golf styles have you covered. They're designed with a grippy, logged rubber outsole, golf-inspired features, and Hey Dude's signature lightweight comfort. These shoes bring effortless style to every single swing. Hey Dude golf styles, they drop exclusively on heydude.com in May. If you're a golfer, you got to get them. I've seen the world of golf merch and golf apparel and golf attire. You guys buy everything. So be ready for the Hey Dude drop. It's on heydude.com in May. Sign up now to be the first to know at heydude.com/golf.
Hey, can you guys remind me to pay my taxes?
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah. just give me a quick shout at some point between today and tomorrow.
What time is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the 14th. So.
I think I have all of tomorrow too. So.
My dad played a tax prank on me yesterday because we send our taxes to go for somebody to go do them, and then he came home. He's like, "I got bad news, man. You owe like $25,000," and like he let it go the whole day. And
that's another dad
thing. The whole day, I'm like,
that one. It's like, hey, dude, how about you just do karate in the fucking drive-thru, and don't make me think I owe $25,000. You goddamn asshole.
So mean.
I for the first time in 100 years don't owe, and it feels great.
Yeah.
But I think I said this before on the show. It's just because I've been paying it throughout the year. So it's like, and it's not like, no, you just already paid it, but it feels good to not get whacked on April 9th.
I feel like I have I don't know. I feel like I'm sweating. Honestly.
You are Mary Catherine Gallagher. Do you know that character?
Actually, I feel like I talk about that. I also the whole last year when I didn't realize I was not wearing like antiperspirant deodorant. So like I feel
you're
like
just wearing deodorant?
Yeah, deodorant, and I didn't know that. So
Those
like
are disgusting.
Any sweat that you saw off of me last year doesn't count. Okay?
Those are the worst because it just mixes like you just put this like scented jelly in your arms and then you sweat and it's like. Now it's a sweaty, scented mess.
Yeah.
I put that poison up in my armpits.
I didn't even know. It wasn't even like it was like the anti-chemical whatever. It was still just like the chemicals.
Deodorant version, yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, but I just sometimes still get.
You look like Justin Rose putting.
What? Oh,
I learned that yesterday. Justin Rose tucks his shoulder in so he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Nah,
like
you
that.
know.
Yeah.
You got it. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Do you want to do like a voicemail?
Yeah.
What's up, Kev? So, full disclosure, I don't drink anymore, but I'm doing this just for the love of the game.
Let's go.
Hi, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Hey, do you have the Midnight Bean Espresso Martini drink at your location?
Midnight Bean?
Yeah, Midnight Bean. It's a pre-made espresso martini. It's awesome. Do you know if you guys have it?
Look at this guy, my hype man.
Okay. Do you think maybe you could order it next week when you're doing your liquor order? Because it's awesome. You guys got to get it in there. You're gonna sell like crazy.
I'm gonna find out who's there because I don't even know.
Okay, yeah, you can Google it. It's online and it's from a big new liquor company. So yeah, make sure you get in there because it's gonna go crazy here pretty soon.
Gotcha.
Thanks, buddy. All right, thanks, man. Have a good one.
There you go. Free
my
bottle.
best.
Free bottle for that guy. That's the
Wait, he's the best.
that's the eternal rub right now. Is this getting it in the stores? I guess maybe I've just gotten used to like Barstool life and the speed of the internet and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we'll get going in like a couple months. It's like, really? Is that how this works? Like, we'll have numbers for you in like 3 months. It's like, cool.
Okay.
Cool. By then, like, I will have lived 9 lifetimes.
yeah,
3 months on the internet? It's like, I probably
3
will
months.
have...
Like the summer will be over in 3 months.
It's crazy.
The next season
we
will
just
have
move
passed.
at such a different pace. But yeah, it's slowly, they're rolling it out in, actually, let me, I had a call with them the other day, and I'll give you guys some of the stats because it's big in Illinois. Fuck.
I truly don't think I've gone out and not had somebody order an espresso martini.
Dude, it's
they're bigger than ever.
It's right there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get it. I just gotta get it in all these stores, all these places. Like once these like stadiums and clubs and bars and restaurants and people realize that like how good it is and how easy it is, and you don't need to mix all this shit, you don't need to have the espresso martini machine and all that shit, it's going to be an absolute fucking smash.
Yeah.
I just gotta get there. But yeah, I mean, the drink it just could not have been better timing. I saw somebody being like, "Oh, like you're 6 years too late" or something like that. I was like, I am right where I want to be, like at the peak of this shit. I'm sick of being early on things. Let me tell you something. Being early is almost as bad as being late. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're either one or the other, and like finding that sweet spot where it's like, it's the most popular it's ever been is where you really want to be. So, yeah, I mean, I'm making them like every night at my house on the couch, in front of the fire, in front of the TV, and I'm like, this is all I've ever wanted.
That's fine.
Honestly, even if I'm just like, I'm happy that this exists. That's why I hope it's gonna work, because I'm like, I'm just happy this exists. I don't even care about the business side of it. All I've ever wanted was to be able to enjoy my favorite cocktail while not out and in a place where they make them. It's like, you can just finally do that now. So, for the love of the game, man. Next up.
So I'm on the phone with my mom, and she asked if I want to come home for Passover, Jewish holiday coming up. And I'm like, yeah, when? And like, this is the whole thing, her asking me to come home for Passover. Because the last time there was a holiday, she did not ask me if I wanted to come. They had a holiday without me. I was alone. It was bullshit. So this is her. I'm like happy. Like, oh, she's asking me this time. And then she goes, after I say when, she goes, oh, sorry, we're actually going to be away. We're not actually having a Passover. What the fuck? She literally hit me with an April Fool's joke on April 3rd. Her own son. I guess my question is, what's the most fucked up thing your parents have ever done? Feits. You got to give 5 responses to
this. My family does this to me all the time. They'll be like my sister will be like, oh, like, so you're excited to go to like wherever? And I'll be like, I have not heard about that. I should be like, do you hear the mom and dad are coming to town? I'll be like, they didn't tell me, I'm actually out of town this weekend. So that's good that they ran that by me. But yeah, they do that to me all the time.
My parents do that too a lot, where they come here and don't tell me, but they're much closer. Like, it's they come like 2.5 hours, they go to a play, go to dinner, stay the night, go home. Cross country changes
They do
things.
like 2 trips a year. Yeah. It's crazy. It's every single time I'm like out of town, except anyways, but I feel that.
That's fun. I don't know. I mean, the fact that I get invited to family events is funny, I think. Like, just like I get like an actual invitation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like in the mail.
Like to like Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've talked about that before, where
That's
it's
one
like
of my favorite stories ever, honestly.
it's like I get physical invitations where it's kind of like, I guess if you haven't had your own family yet, you can come here.
Yeah, that's right.
He's still doing that, dude. Actually, this weekend, I opened for Francis in Providence.
Oh, no way.
And I stayed at my parents' house, and they came to the show Friday night, and I got a ride home with them Friday. And I got in the back seat of the car, because they both came, in with a backpack, kind of a buzz. And I was like, this is high school. I was like, my parents picked me up. I'm a bit buzzed. I got my backseat. I'm pretending to keep it straight. Like, so how was your day? Like, they just watched me tell dick jokes. Like, it was a very weird experience.
Wait, was that their first time ever seeing you?
It's my dad's been to KFC Radio stuff. He like snuck into a thing or two. My mom, I don't think my mom had ever seen me do literally anything.
Really?
I don't think my mom knew what I do for a job.
Did she like it?
She liked it, yeah. I was definitely nervous. It was my worst show of the weekend for sure. I was for sure nervous.
Because they were in the crowd?
Yeah, just like knowing my parents were in
Fair.
the crowd. Because I have like jokes about like their parents. And they didn't know that.
Who do you think in the crowd being there you'd be the most nervous for?
I don't know the answer to that. Probably like Shane. My parents are also, but like a friend who like I want to impress and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm nervous with Francis. Like it's not my mindset. Like I'm not writing jokes to hope Francis laughs at them, but I do want him to think like, okay, this isn't just like a charity case.
Yeah.
Which it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want him to be like, so like basically any of my friends who do stand-up comedy are probably towards the top of people I'd want who would make me nervous.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was fun. This was the first weekend where I was like, I get it a little bit more.
What do you mean in terms of?
Like every other time I've done stand-up, I've been like, it's just a melee. Like just grab a body and hit a body.
Yeah.
Like it's not like there's no thinking to it. this time I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm in a fight and I'm fighting that guy. I can like read it a little better rather than just start throwing.
Are you doing like crowd work?
I wouldn't say crowd work, but I'm talking to the crowd more.
Oh. Are you ever going to post like crowd work?
No.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
No.
All right. Can I see his show again?
Yeah.
Jackie, you close this out.
No. I don't think I'm going to be good at that. So, Feitelberg, you close this out.
Okay. Goodbye.
Yeah. That was good. Update.
What?
Update. He followed me back. Check it. Cubs. What you got?
Fuck! The double follow back.
God damn it! All right, now we wait.
One of you two have to fuck this guy.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.